Hello, Logikid here, and welcome to a video about the, city skyline. It's a, it's, it looks like a city skyline, well, from down below, right? This thing is very large. Very, very large and complicated, but has a simple concept behind it. It's called the movement concept, which means, that there's going to be a shape on the screen, and when I use this directional input, that's up, that's down, that's right, that's left, the shape will move literally up or any direction that I want. So I'll show you that now, and yeah, I input the shape, and hopefully it works. That looks weird, but no, it's fine. Yep. Now you're wondering, probably wondering how this actually works. So, the general idea is that when I click these buttons, the shape gets transferred over to here, and then a pulse is going to be made using this resistor. If you haven't seen that, please go see it, because then you'll actually understand. So yeah, this resistor outputs a pulse, and then it gets taken over here, which the pulse it's been taken out is either the x coordinate or the y coordinate. When the pulse is taken into here, it will be either added or subtracted depending on the input, and then it's going to be taken over to these decoders, which is going to graph it, it's going to decode it, graph it, and save over here. This is the saver, this is the memory bit, very useful, very, very useful, for this circumstance. Yes, it literally saves, and then this loops back into the desktop. That's literally all it is. I'm going to explain, what it has done for me. So, this creation has told me that if I put my time on it, I will complete the project. So yeah, as you can see, yeah, there's a big time constraint here. Like, this costed me a crap load of time for the simplistic concept behind it. But I eventually got to it. So yeah, I'll show you that now. So this is the other movement concept, the simplified one. So yeah, as you can see, there's not much of a city skyline. This is the display. This is a block. Obviously, there's no such thing as pulses and coordinates here, just because there's no encoder, decoder, resistor kind of thing going on. Still, there's a saving system here, the 5x5 saving system, but nothing. It's still similar, but it's very similar actually. It kind of uses the same concept, but in the best way possible. Without pulses. Yeah, I'll just explain it. So, the displays here. There are blocks here. We're not gonna worry about the coordinates. We're just gonna worry about where it is and actually move the the actual block, left, right, up, or down. Using this, you probably won't see it, but all it is just, let's say I want to move a block, or a digital block, a virtual block, like that one. Let's say it is over here. All this is doing is getting this picture, putting it down there. Let's say I want to move it right? So I'm putting it, no, it's left. So I'm putting it here, right here. So all it is, that's a set of logic gates. On top is another set of logic gates, and all it is doing is just getting this virtual block and placing it up here. That's all it is doing. Legit, that's all it's doing, and that's legit all I had to do for that whole pulse thing. That right there is literally what explains everything. But all it has to do is just take care of the pulse and just share it, save it, and then share it on the screen. That's legit it. That's legit all it is. As you can see, there's something added here. Probably can't actually identify from it, but yeah, that's a lot more simplified. Yeah, there's this thing here which makes it I think false proof from spamming, I think. And the downside of this is that you can't exactly go. Wait, it's a different thing. You have to hold it, kind of. It's best to hold it. Alright? If you tap it, then you have to do it. You just have to do it. You have to actually hold it, which is the con of it. So yeah. That's all it is. It's so much more simpler. It took me so much less time. Yeah. And it wasn't even that hard to explain, just because how simple it is. Like, look at this, man. It's so small compared to the thing over, compared to the bigger one. I'm actually going to show you a picture of what I drew to get the concept of this idea down and actually do it in Scrap Mechanic. But obviously, that was the first thing I created. In terms of, that being before doing this machine, making this machine, and making the not simple machine that I just showed you before this one, of course. So yeah, I'll just show you a picture of it, and you'll see, or I'll just show on screen how I made it, and how I did it. So yeah, I'll just show you on screen. So I need to explain it. What I make up of this concept I have in my hands, or on the screen, is that you can see there's a shape on the display which is going to the coordinate. Well, is been transferred into coordinates via, well, obviously, in reality, the resistors. So then those outputs are then being taken over to the calculator/processor area, but I have not included the input, which is the up, down, left, and right thing. So yep, it should be somewhere in between those lines. Yep. So then the input of the up and down, left to right, goes into the calculator/processor. Then that tells the machine, oh yeah, do this, do that. And then that output then goes into the calculated coordinates are taken back over to, decoded first and then put into the display. Obviously some things are missing because I'm pretty sure this is the concept before I made the other one on the other side of the page. So yeah, this one's, okay, no, this is another. So this is on the other side, but it has the display going into a area of blocks, which has been transferred into the y or x and y coordinates. The x and y coordinates have been taken into a separate display just because of the height and bullshit like that, which I don't want to deal with. I then took the output, put it into the respected areas, which is the plus, minus. It doesn't make sense, but yeah, it's different. It was a different one. So yeah, it was the coordinates, the numbers of the coordinates were taken down into the area where it's supposed to plus, minus, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I didn't realize that the Y is only for up and down and the X is for left and right. So yeah, I'll just put red X's over the up and down on the X and the left and right on the Y. So yeah. So then those coordinates go into the up and down or whatever it is. It gets transferred into what it's supposed to be. then gets taken over the decoder, which decodes, and then goes into the OR gate, which is graphed, obviously, and then saved using the saving system, which is a memory block, memory system thing, memory bit, which is then obviously put back into the display. So yeah, you can easily see that when you put some thought into your creation, you will get there. So yeah, this, as you can probably identify from the simple decoder, or the simple movement concept, is that it's very different. Well, no. The concept of the bigger concept, the one I showed you with a big, the huge amount of logic gates, is very similar in concepts to this one, to this very much simpler concept of the movement concept. Pros. The first creation had told me the concept of the idea, but was in need of simplifying. The second is a very simplified version, which took less time. The con is, the first creation is extremely large, and it took me hours upon hours to create, but with simple mapping of how it was going to work. So, how long this first creation took me was approximately 2 to 3 weeks to complete. The second took me around 2 to 3 days. 2 to 3 days to complete. You can definitely see the difference due to the size and time it displays. So yeah. So I'm gonna graph these two creations as, not graph, rate these two creations as 7th on the ladder, because it helps me understand that to succeed you have to go through failure first, or more time the simpler it gets. So yeah, it's been Logic here, and yeah, hope you have a good rest of your day. See ya.